back here in this room where I can vent, because it's just me and all 5 of them. And I just started the heater here, and I'm gonna start the bath in a few minutes. And then we'll start rolling with the dinner. And thank goodness they're twins, they play together when everybody else, their older brothers, are playing with devices or watching devices or whatever. One thing about motherhood that is really tiring, not impossible, but tiring, and if you don't find a way out to vent or let it all out, it just piles up and piles up until you start getting really snappy at everything and everybody. One thing is that your kids go through their emotions. They could be very angry people in the morning, coming home completely cheerful and nice and like nothing happened, but then they set up the day for you in a, like, it's not like I'm saying that you should stay and dwindle in that kind of feeling, but it's just, I'm talking about me. When I'm given a crappy day from the morning with the kids, because they're my everything, and like when they see them barking at each other or like at each other's throats, literally or verbally, it just sets this really not pleasant feeling in sets inside of me, and it just becomes really stressful day. Then they come home and then they're totally fine and everything is fine, and then everybody starts thinking about themselves and about what they want to do, what they want to accomplish the rest of the day, and what they so for example, if I want my oldest to do English homework with me, because yesterday he kind of bailed and I let that happen, which was my mistake. I'll never let that happen again. But because in 4th grade reading assignments is like you have this big list, this huge paragraph that you have to read and you have to answer the questions. And he's lucky I don't have working proper printer or paper at home, but if I could, I would print out the working paper and I would have him write the answer on it. But he has a notebook that he writes instead. But the thing is, I guess he had an appointment with his friends to meet on their Fortnite game at certain time. But I said, I'm sorry, if you do it for 2 days, it becomes a habit, and I'm not gonna let you go without finishing this homework for the 2nd day. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I saw a kid writing and with tears, and like tears falling, even on my hand one fell because I was holding kind of like the page. Yeah, it's a real deal. Friends, games, that's a priority, and the rest of us don't really matter or exist. And I am not born and raised with those kind of values, so I really have hard time with that kind of behavior, and I don't really have a friend to relate with, and like another mom around me that I can relate to in the same language, either Bulgarian or English, and it just really sucks. Like when they go through their emotions, I have to be there, listening to it, witnessing it, hearing it. When they go through their ups and downs, I have to be there, and sometimes I just lose it. I start yelling, I snap, and I'm like, look, this is enough. When the kids go through emotions, you're supposed to be like the emotional, what do you call it, the anchor, the safe place, the whatever. But I cannot provide that safe place because I don't feel in a safe place myself. And like today was, while the babies were napping and before they came home, I actually sat down with my computer and I opened the computer and I started researching my old company I worked for in Hawaii, and the tour agency, and I started researching, and I found out that they changed their hotel that they use on the island of Oahu. And I started researching this other hotel, and I learned new facts and things. And it's just like because they have like live webcams there, and it's just like my mind, my whole being was there in Hawaii. And I was like going through the rooms. They showed the guest rooms and the suites and all kinds of things, and the grounds and the history behind it. Then I found out that this huge company that owns most of the hotels in the on the Waikiki beach, and started reading about them and the wonderful people that work there, and how they share their aloha with others and tourists, and just brought me back to a life I loved and wanted to be part of. I never wanted to leave Hawaii to begin with. Like, I wanted to be there and just be part of that aloha and show tourists that there's so much more than their stress, and then escape from their stress and go to their vacation to spend their money and go back home and with the good memories, hopefully. And when we went, like, how many years back now, 3 4, I don't remember, to Hawaii, just to visit for a week because of a family wedding, I just felt like, oh, I was a tourist, and oh, I do not like it, because I'm the one that I spent tons of money, like paying for the rental car, rental house, the food, everything, and I didn't get the chance to go and visit with the travel agency I used to work with. I wanted to, but I was so pregnant. It was in the beginning of pregnancy. I didn't know their gender yet, those twinnies. I just knew they were 2. And it was really hard to walk at that point. And after that, I came home in September and October. I had to work too I had to work till October, and then they were born in January. It was really hard. I mean, it was really hard. And we ended up doing whatever dear husband was planning to do. Like, he held this meeting that just 2 people showed up or whatever, and had me to record it and take pictures or whatever. And then we went with his friend who was filming the wedding of his brother to Momma shopping center, and I did not want to go there. Like, I mean, it's good maybe for the babies, but I wanted to swing at Waikiki and just take there. But I didn't have the voice to say. Like, we do whatever he's planned, and whatever the itinerary he created is. And it's just like, with motherhood, like, some people say you don't lose yourself. You do lose yourself completely and entirely. You lose yourself because you're not your priority anymore. And with men, that doesn't change. With the men is quite the opposite, actually. They feel satisfied that they checked another box to have a spouse and children, but they don't really abandon their goals and their, at least here in Japan, I'm sorry, maybe there are decent, wonderful men out there who actually put their wives, like, I've heard from my sister that she has friends in the States who the guy left and abandoned everything and just followed and moved where his wife wanted to go and be and do whatever because he loved her. Yeah, that is just in the movies in Japan. And so I didn't know about that either. And so anyways, it's like, today felt good. It felt good that I went there. In my mind, I was in Hawaii and was in Oahu, and tomorrow, maybe if I have the chance, I'll do some research on the other islands and how their tourism is going, and maybe reach out to some people. But it was just really, really great to feel like an adult, not like with 2 toddlers. They were sleeping behind me on the couch anyways, but I was elsewhere. And then boom comes the reality. Those 3 boys come home, and everybody, can you go to this person's house to play outside, because pandemic, go inside the houses. And then we have to do the English homework, and try to bail on it and try to whistle their way out and just be with their devices. And just I need a break. I need a physical and a mental break from this chaos. And there's nobody to ask for like at least an hour to just watch everybody and everything here. I can just get out of this house for just an hour and do something, like explore, or just to, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that hour if I'm given one. But yeah, that's, yeah, I don't know. I admire ladies who are respected at home and who are taken care of and who want to, who can have friends and go out with friends for lunch or something. Just, I admire people like that. In my case, is a slavery prisoner kind of whatever, and part of it is I don't want to do absolutely anything with anybody in the clan or anything, like anything at all. I have it up to here, and I really, in my head, I really wish sometimes, this guy married could have the same opportunity, be in a place surrounded by other people and their culture that is completely different from his, and not understanding the kids, teachers and doctors and anything, and this feeling of loneliness and not being able to connect with others. I really hope he could at some point in his life feel it too. But even if so, even if everybody's different, everybody copes with difficulties in different way, and you cannot really wish for a spouse to go through your path, because first of all, the gender. I mean, I'm not a lesbian, so I cannot really hope for a lady to feel the same way like me. But guys who never know what's like to. I was listening to this YouTube channel. Young moms talk about the anxiety that builds up with the first pregnancy and first kid, and how the fear of losing yourself and blah blah blah. And they were talking about how life changes completely, and it's just so hard. Like some of them, there were two ladies, and one was saying how she doesn't hear anything positive about her upcoming son, and she was like, well, everybody tells me sleep while you can, because afterwards forget about it, or if a toddler runs towards the mom and hits her in the chin or whatever, she's like, yeah, that's what's ahead of you, that's what awaits you. And it's like things like, and she's like, can you please be excited about me, because I'm excited to have my son. I'm like, I wish I had friends like that to talk to, yeah, and basically they said, they listed all the hard things and like the positive things, and I add a comment under their video, and I was like, now imagine all that you just mentioned, bearing your kids in a different country, different culture, you don't understand anything the doctors are saying it or anything like that. Just imagine that. Add to that everything that you're saying, add that too as a new mom. Speechless.